How do you make games like Elden Ring accessible to people who have problems like dyspraxia and slow reaction time without making it easier? So first of all, my actual personal stance, as someone who's worked in the gaming industry for over 17 years, is that every game should have difficulty options. It's just the difficulty options shouldn't be easy, medium, hard, or something like that. They should be a number of very granular options that let you alter different aspects of the game, such as game speed, such as enemy health, such as XP gain, stuff like that. Like, a developer actually shouldn't be deciding what's easy or hard. They should just be making a game experience. And they should communicate what that game experience should feel like to the consumer. And then the consumer should be able to turn a whole bunch of little knobs and switches to customize the game experience such that it feels like that to them. So that no matter your level of ability or your physical limitations, the game always feels like the game. The Last of Us 2 did this. The Last of Us had a bunch of options that gave you different ways to interact with the environment. It had spatial audio options that would tell you where different infected were. It had incredible visual options that would highlight enemies and points of interest. And then it had more traditional things like aim assist. And it made it very clear what The Last of Us was supposed to feel like, and it made it clear to the consumer that this is what you have to try and aim for when you are using your accessibility options. Now, did some people use those accessibility options to make the game super easy? Yes. But I think the price of some people experiencing The Last of Us 2 as a super easy, wacky zombie shooter is worth it for the rest of the people who get to experience The Last of Us 2 as the game it was designed to be, because of these accessibility options. Besides, that offloads the responsibility of difficulty onto the gamer. FromSoft can very clearly say, this is what a Souls-like is supposed to feel like. Alter your options so that it feels like this. And if you don't have the self-control to do it, that's your fault. So anyway, that's my take on difficulty in general, but back to your original question. One of the ways that video games deal with dyspraxia is by the ability to double map controls. That allows you to have redundant inputs on a controller, meaning you could use more fingers to try and target an input at the same time, making it more likely that you will execute that input at the time that you want to execute it. And as far as slow reaction time goes, a lot of times this is dealt with secondary cues, such as audio cues, or something like color flashes on you or the opponent, or a sharp spike in vibration. People with slow reaction time usually only have slow reaction time with one of their senses. So by communicating that info through multiple senses, they have a better chance of interacting the game in the way it's intended. And you don't have to change any enemy patterns or stats to do this. The difficulty stays exactly the same.